Okay, spirit guides, universe, and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Sagittarius's highest good. How is Sagittarius feeling in this second week of January 2025 with regards to what they're thinking about, dealing with, or manifesting, please? 3 cards for Sagittarius. Okay, so you feel either impoverished or out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles. You see the snow falling down. Okay, we've got the 5 of Pentacles, so it's a Viking deck, so the shields are the Pentacles. 5 is never good, it's change for the worse, so you feel loss, sadness, regret, grief, poverty, conflict, anger, arguments. It's always something bad, okay, when it's a 5, so can be feeling out in the cold generally, like emotionally, or it can be a loss of money, like a lack of money. We've got the 9 of Swords reversed, so that's positive when it's reversed. The 9 of Swords upright is someone who's very anxious, very fearful. Swords are emotions and communication. They're intrusive thoughts. Okay, so this person, they look like they're carrying swords, but those swords are actually in their back. So it's worries that this person has, it's fears that this person has, and they've got 9 of them. If they have one more, it'll be too much to bear. Okay, it's already really, really tough that. This person feels betrayed, overburdened, scared, fearful, stressed. They don't feel good. They're finding it probably not sleeping at night, okay? It's mental activity, so you're really not feeling good. I've just realised that one of the swords is through the chest, like front ways as well. So it's like, it's really, really tough times for you at the moment. Emotionally, mentally, financially, okay? You've got a combination of the 5 of Swords, which is arguments, with the 4 of Wands. So there's a lot of arguments between you and your person at the moment. Crosswords being spoken in every direction. Not seeing eye to eye at all. Okay? Probably finding it very difficult to agree on anything at the moment. I think it's probably getting really difficult to live together. Okay? Increasingly difficult. Once you can tell that someone's feelings have changed, or once certain words have been spoken, it's very, very difficult to even stay in that house anymore. You know, something has to be done within days when things are like this. When I say something has to be done, like a decision on whether you're going to be together or not, you've got to have honest communication, haven't you? Like, are we breaking up? Are we separating? Are we divorcing? Like, what is happening here? And you may have already had that conversation. This has been on your readings for several months now. The Queen of Swords. So this person is your partner that is cutting ties with you with that sword. The Queen of Swords is like the divorce card. Okay, it's the one that's severing ties. It doesn't mean they did it, but you look very, very upset and like in a lack mentality and anxious, afraid. You know, there's arguments, So I would say it is them based off. I think it's them that's instigated it. They could have done it in a passive aggressive way, or they could have said something. Because they got the sword upright, I would say that they've tried to tell you in a way that's logical and it's come off a bit cold, but they're telling the truth. Okay, so you might just find it difficult to hear. We've got the Two of Swords reversed. They're no longer avoiding discussing this. They've come out and said it. Okay. And you can tell they mean it because they're not out of control emotionally. They're just quite level-headed when they're saying it to you. It's very sad, actually. That, you know, every card on here is swords except for the Four of Wands, and that's in combination with swords. And you got the Five of Pentacles, which is sad as. We've got the Two of Wands. So this person is trying to choose now which direction they're going to go, having communicated with you that they're no longer confused what they want to do about this marriage or this relationship. They are now looking at which direction they want to go going forward. They're making a choice with the Two of Wands. What will be the outcome, please? So if this is resonating, someone's told you or someone will tell you this week that they want a divorce. Okay. The Ace of Cups with the Judgment reversed. Someone is trying to heal or trying to find love where the call to action is being ignored. So the call to action, if we reverse both cards, is dealing with, you must deal with and take action over this lack of love. You know, this cup is turned upside down, all the water, all the emotions are being tipped out of it, it's empty. So there's a lack of love here and there's a call to action. The universe wants something to be addressed here with regards to a lack of love. And it's being ignored. I'm sad for you, Sagittarius, because the cards you've got are really upsetting. It's not a position to envy at all. Right, there's going to be an admission or a confession or a major revelation with the Ace of Swords to do with a soul connection. So, you know, someone you've known for years, you've constructed a life with, you're close to, there's a lot of nostalgic feelings. You know, you've made a home together, made a life together, had children together, raised them together, everything together. This person's going to tell you, reveal something, and they're being honest, okay, to do with this life that you created. They're possibly going to tell you they want a divorce, okay? Unfortunately, contracts expire, you know, socially and religiously, that can be a conflict to believe something like, you know, in tarot we believe that contracts run their course. To say that every person stays married and stays happy isn't true, is it? You know, we can't make people be with us, and why would you want to? I can only think of a handful of occasions where someone's told me they don't want to be with me anymore, and I've tried to convince them because I just love them so much, and I can't believe it's happening. And you know, I think like they haven't thought this through. Like, what are they doing? And it is awful. It's nothing to envy. It's nothing light. It's really, really heavy, but it's a reality that we can't make anyone be with us, can we? We can't. So if somebody tells you this is what they want, there is nothing to be gained from putting challenges in their way or blocking them from leaving, or kick up a fuss by all means, but then at some point has to come acceptance, because it's reality. You can't tie someone up and kidnap them. You can't chain them inside the house. You have got to accept how they feel has changed. And if you do have children, you've got to consider them, and get along and be amicable, and get excited about the possibility of someone actually hanging off the edge of their seat, staring at you, the tongue hanging out, just gazing into your eyes, thinking, you're the most stunning person I've ever seen, or I love what you're about. The way this person used to look at you, that's what the new person who you allow into your life, when you allow and accept that this person doesn't want this marriage anymore, someone's going to hang off their chair, like excitedly, like talking to you and make you feel like $1 million. So, with that in mind, like, it may feel like that was 1 billion years ago, the last time someone did that. And like, that's also wrong. Do you know what I mean? So I know I'm like oversimplifying things possibly, and it's not. If your marriage is absolutely fine, this isn't your reading. I just want to say that, because you read stuff on Reddit where people are like, oh, I got broken up with, or my partner has to divorce because they had a tarot reading. No, you don't get the idea that you want a divorce from a tarot reading. The tarot reader picks up on what is going on in people's lives already. So if your marriage is on the rocks and you feel your partner is so distant and things have been bad for several months, then maybe this is your reading, and maybe this is the week that they say, I want a divorce. Like, I know it's awful, but it's just how it is, and I need you to cooperate and accept it. It's possibly your reading. If your marriage is great and you're totally loved up, it's not your reading. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't invoke it from watching it. Don't blame a tarot reader for what someone else decides in your marriage. Like, if they're not happy anymore, they're not happy anymore. It's not because a tarot reader told them to break up with you. That's a joke. Yeah, tarot readers pick up on the energy and the life journeys of people that are just happening. They're just there, and spirit will come through to give advice for people who need it the most, people who are the most distressed, people who are actually going through these things. These are collective readings. So if you like, it just doesn't resonate, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. The messages come through for the people that need it the most. I'm going to get advice, because I do feel like this person is severing the tie between you and them. They've unblocked themselves. They might have been burying their head in the sand, but they know what they want to do now. They're making a choice, okay, of where they want to go next. There's a need to face the lack of love here. And there will be a confession, a revelation, truth, okay, about a soul union, and that coming to an end. So they were combinations, weren't they? So I need to get one more. One more for the outcome, please. the King of Cups. So you didn't have a court card. They had the Queen of Swords. You're showing up as the King of Cups, okay? So do you see how powerful you look there? It's a very, this person is sitting in their power. They're powerful, they're calm. Even if they are panicking below the surface, they're still experiencing uncomfortable times. But what they exude is, I'm calm, I'm in control, and I can deal with what's coming towards me. And I'm going to emanate positive vibes, calm vibes for the people around me. Okay, so I think this is like a lesson in personal power. Let's see what advice Spirit comes out with. What's the nature of this connection for Sagittarius and the one that's showing up in their reading, please? It's safe for you to love. Okay, so open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Be open to what change is being brought to you here. You haven't asked for this change, but it's happening and it will be for the better. Be open to it. You are going to receive someone that you deserve when you do this. What advice have you got for Sagittarius, please? If this is resonating for Sagittarius, what is your advice for it? Reflect. Peer into the endless ocean and see what peers back. Be honest with yourself. What is the situation here? It's time to face it. Okay. How have things changed over the years? Where are we at now compared to how things were years ago? Honestly, if we're being honest. I generally find when someone is being distant with you, you know, they're later coming home from work, or they don't talk to you that much when they're in the house, or they make excuses not to be around you so much. You know, I've got this activity or this hobby to do. I'll go to that shop while you're at this one. You just know, don't you? There's less eye contact. Their eyes aren't glinting when they look into your eyes anymore. Like, it's sad as fuck, right? But you just know. You know, they don't want to hold your hand. They don't want to cuddle up with you on the couch. Like, they just start being really distant with you, and you know it's done when people do that. Release. Today, I release limiting beliefs, harmful thoughts, toxic patterns, and anything out of alignment. I am ready for transformation and welcome this shift. I'm creating space for a new chapter. Fucking hell, it couldn't be any more relevant, could it? Filled with love, abundance, and amazing opportunities. That could not be any more relevant, guys. You're going to go through a transformation now. Playful. I go about life playfully and take things lightly. I can turn any hard day or heavy burden into a fun adventure. Why spend time upset when there is so much fun to be had? I mean, that might be like difficult in this situation, but we did talk about, I don't know whether it was you or the last sign, I said about it's important, even when you're grieving, you feel guilty being happy. Or even when you're going for a breakup, you think you'll never smile again, you think you'll never laugh again, but you do. And it's important to be around people that you know love and care about you, and try to find ways to laugh, try to find ways to smile, anything. A comedy, a comedian. Sometimes silly things happen in life and you can't help but laugh, or force a smile. It's something will happen that'll, perk you up, no matter what's going on, even for just a moment. Get focused to attract what I want. First, I get clear on what it is that I desire. I envision it for a minute or more every day, feeling how it would feel to have this in my life, what I would do, how I'd react, and who I'd tell. I picture it all. Through my continual alignment with my desires, they begin to flow into my physical reality in divine timing. So you're being invited because you are moving into a new chapter. This is happening. Manifest the life that you want. Dream, dare to dream, and aim high. Like, what kind of thing would make you happy? Like, what home, what kind of partner going forward? What are the qualities you don't want them to have? And what are the qualities you do want them to have? You can't manifest an exact person to be with you. That's not right, okay? That's trying to control other people's free will. But what you can do is say, Spirit, I want someone with a fantastic sense of humour, or Spirit, I'd love someone who's thoughtful, or Spirit, I'd love someone who's reliable, or Spirit, I'd love someone who's creative, or Spirit, I'd love someone who's not too, mushy, like they're more like logical, like me, or like whatever qualities you want in someone, ask for them, okay? Ask for the qualities, don't say I want a specific person. A loving space. I cannot learn other people's lessons for them. They must get there themselves at their own time. I can simply hold loving space for them as they go through their journey. So if you love someone and you find that they are mega confused, that they have issues of some kind, that you feel they're making a huge mistake to finish this, too bad, okay? Like, that's their free will. If they're going to live to regret it, then you got to let them go and live to regret it, okay? You cannot force anything. Forgive people for their shortcomings. Forgive people for not being enlightened. Forgive people for not having gone through the ascension that you've gone through. Forgive people for having, whatever idea, that they're following. Like, forgive them, because your brain gets freed up of cortisol when you do that. Your heart space becomes open to new love when you do that. You're fucking fire, Sagittarius. You're always going to be fine. You're always going to rock. You're always going to land on your feet. This is your chance to, like, dream up the absolute, like, dream of all dreams for yourself. Like, some hunk or some beautiful woman, like, with amazing qualities. Like, they're really trustworthy, they're funny, they're witty, they're intelligent, they're independent. Like, what do you want in someone? Dream it up, fantasize, get excited about it. It's probably like the opposite of what you want to do right now, but you must be sick of that feeling of being wallpaper. You must be sick of that feeling of being taken for granted. You must be sick of that feeling of someone being distant with you. If you're getting any of that, fuck it, fuck them. Do you know what I mean? Accept the change, embrace the change, like, allow yourself time to be upset, but try to positively eat food, exercise, be around people you know love and care about you. Find ways to try and have a little laugh or a smile here and there. Just keep walking forward and start thinking and hoping and dreaming and fantasizing about what you could have, not what you used to have. okay? Because when you look back, it's safer to do that because you know what back was. When you look forward, it's scary because it's just question marks. It's just empty space right now. But you also get to fantasize and go, I wonder what like my future man or my future woman would look like. You know, start wondering about it. It's safe to fantasize. You're allowed to do that. Okay. Think about the qualities that you really don't want the person to have this time. You know, go harder, better, faster, stronger. Right, so let's take from this deck and then I will wrap it up, okay? I might get you an angel number just because I feel like you're going through a lot. Oh my God, continuous growth. Embrace continuous growth for personal and spiritual development. Okay, if you avoid the change, if you avoid transformation, you'll just be a stump in the ground. Accept the transformation. The most growth that your soul will go through is through pain. After pain, you will have several new branches to this tree, you know, and you'll be even more beautiful, even fuller, you'll be stronger, you'll be able to withstand more, you'll be stunning, you'll have a glow up and attract all kinds of people and have a whole new idea about who you are and what you're worth. Because I read a quote somewhere that, like, I can't remember what example they used, but it was like a bottle of water. I think it was something like a bottle of water could be worth 50 cents to one person. Moved to another country, it could be worth £2. Moved to another country, it could be worth £6. You know, in terms of how much people desire it and how precious it is. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? So someone can take you for granted, but that doesn't reflect what you're actually worth. You're diamonds to many people. So if someone is reflecting to you that you are not good enough, you're not interesting enough, you're not sexy enough, you don't do this, you don't do that, you're too angry all the time, you got too high expectations, they can do one. They can go and change. You're who you are and you're amazing. Okay? So beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Don't accept someone making you feel like your value has gone down over the years. It hasn't. Fuck them. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going to be diamonds to someone else. I had someone make me feel like my sex life, right, was shocking. And I knew that they had changed how they were being towards me and it was nothing. I wasn't doing anything differently. It didn't look any different. And it was like, oh, you don't dress up anymore. You don't do this. You don't do that. And they broke up with me. I had 4 months of being like fully depressed. It was awful. And then I got to the point where I was in a gym and I was just trying to like live my life and like, you know, put one foot in front of the other. It'd been like that for months. And I saw someone in the gym and I was like, oh my God, she's gorgeous. And I couldn't believe that I had a crush on someone again. And I thought, he won't fancy me. And I left my number with the like gym, you know, like rep. And a guy rang me and I was like, oh my God. And then I panicked and I like backed out of it. And then we had the most intense like physical relationship. It was fire. So I felt so sexy and I felt so amazing. And it's like, that's when I realised I'm right, he's wrong. Someone can make you feel like you're not good enough. You're putting them off. You don't dress up enough. You don't do this, you don't do that. That's all bullshit excuses. Okay? And some people are unhealthy and they enjoy putting you down because they feel like it deflects away from them taking any responsibility for breaking up with you or anything like that. So all I would do is emphasize to yourself, like, do I feel the person I'm living with is reflecting back to me what I'm worth? Or am I feeling like I'm not good enough, like I'm wallpaper, like we barely exchange, other than like, maybe you talk about stuff that needs doing around the house or like family responsibilities, but are you actually in love? Are they making you feel like there's no one else in the world but you? Because if they're not, if you're starting to feel like seriously taken for granted all that's been going on for months, you've got to respond to that and protect yourself from that emotional abuse, because that's what it is. It's emotional abuse when people turn things around and they sort of deflect it onto you and they sort of make you feel like you're not enough. That's their issue. It's not that your value's gone down. I'm gonna wrap that one up, and I'm gonna. Did I say I was gonna do how much? Oh, we've got 45% on there. I'll go on to Capricorn then. People say the most bullshit stuff, like when they're just not in love with you anymore, make you feel like it's your problem and it's your fault and you've been different and you're always in a mood all the time, or you're not sexy enough. Fuck off saying that. How dare you? That's such a coward-like thing to say. And it's nasty. It makes the other person feel like really bad about themselves. Well, guess what? Every person in town was queuing up, okay? Every person was queuing up to be with me. So that probably pissed him off as well.